It's good to be here again, you know. And we were here on the 28th of May, 2026. And the 90 days looked so long. But here we are, completing one full month. And I'm really so excited. And without wasting much time, I just want to welcome all the parents and take us through the journey so far. One of our commitments is to give you the updates, the progress reports for each month. So I'll jump right into it by giving us progress of the month one. And so here it goes. It's with great pleasure and excitement and gratitude that I present this month one progress report of the 90 Days Money Challenge for Children and Teens. And this happens to be the pilot program, okay? The vision of this program is simple but profound. It's to raise generation of children who are not only academically successful, but are also financially intelligent, responsible, confident, and equipped with practical life skills that traditional education often overlooks. Please, can we mute Tracy? Zikora, please, can you mute your mic? Thank you. So, over the past 4 weeks, our participants have embarked on a transformational journey of learning, self-discovery, and mindset development. Beyond understanding money, they have begun developing new habits. And I tell you, they are really developing new habits, challenging old beliefs, and building the confidence to think differently about wealth creation and financial responsibility. So the program overview, like we gave us in the onboarding session, the program overview for this pilot cohort commenced with 17 participants and teenagers between the age of 6 to 16 years, representing diverse background and learning levels. That's a good number for the pilot program, don't you think so? And then the first month focused on laying a strong foundation by helping participants develop the right mindset about money, while introducing them to essential financial concepts. So one of the things we did in this first month was daily practical activities, um, personal journaling, book reading, weekend virtual master classes. We also engaged in interactive discussions as well as presentations, research assignments that they had to present even before now. And our guiding philosophy remains that financial literacy is not learned by reading alone, it is learned through practice. So we took them through a lot of practice. Now, the key achievements for the month one is that despite being the pilot edition, month one has produced encouraging results and exceeded several of our expectations. Participants enrolled, like I said before, 17 children successfully enrolled into the pilot program, and participants range between 6 to 16 years of age, creating a diverse and enriching learning environment. Active participation, we recorded one of our biggest successes, like I would say, has been the commitment and enthusiasm of the children demonstrated by these children throughout the month. A lot of them would call me at odd hours. A lot of them would call me to ask for clarity, ask questions, and that was really encouraging to see them committed to this challenge. We recorded over 75% active participation throughout the first month and consistent attendance at our virtual learning sessions. We could say we had over 80% consistent attendance, high completion rates of daily assignments, journal activities, and research tasks. We also had active engagement during the virtual discussions, during our virtual sessions. We had question and answer sessions, and we had classroom activities for all our participants to engage in during those sessions. Successful completion of the first book, a major milestone achieved during the first month was the successful completion of our first book, Core Context, which is the Rich Dad Poor Dad for Teens. Through guided reading, daily reflection, journaling, and facilitated discussion, participants explored key financial concepts, including developing the right money mindset, understanding assets versus liability, the importance of saving and budgeting, entrepreneurship and wealth creation, delayed gratification, building financial discipline, making money work for you. The completion of the book represents more than simply finishing a reading assignment. I can tell you that for free. It marks the beginning of a shift in how our children think about money, opportunities, and their future. When we talk about research and critical thinking, beyond reading, participants were assigned independent research projects to broaden their understanding of wealth creation. Each child researched successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and business leaders to understand how they started their entrepreneurial journeys, challenges they encountered, the habits and mindset that contributed to their success, and lessons that can be applied to their own lives. The exercise encouraged curiosity, critical thinking, presentation skills, and an appreciation that wealth is built through vision, discipline, innovation, and perseverance. When we come to the learning session delivered at the end of the first month, to ensure a holistic learning, participants attended a series of expert-led virtual sessions covering both financial literacy and other essential skills. Now, the first session was reprogramming your mind. I'm just going to run through the session in no particular order. The first session was reprogramming your mind, which was facilitated by Mrs. Chinwe, and participants explored limiting beliefs, developed positive thinking habits, and learned how mindset influences success and financial decisions. The next session was critical and creative thinking, facilitated by Barrister Victor. Children were challenged to think independently, solve problems creatively, and develop strong decision-making skills. And we also had a communication and public speaking session facilitated by Coach Adama Loved, and participants learned effective communication techniques while building confidence in public speaking in preparation for their presentation, not just today, but going forward. Because we need public speaking in every area of our lives, in the boardrooms, when we go for negotiation, when you're trying to pitch your business, and every other area, even when going for a job interview, you need to master the art of public speaking. We also looked at the evolution of money, which was facilitated by myself. Children explored the history of money from trade by barter to digital finance and gained an appreciation of how money has evolved over time. And we had the 5 levels of money, also facilitated by me. Participants learned that any money is not it's not the first step. Money is not the highest level of, the physical cash rather, is not the highest level of money. They were introduced to the journey from savings to earning and investing, multiplying, and wealth creation, and other character that they need to develop to really be wealthy. And one of the things we told them was that if they do not have that 5 levels of money, anyone that does not possess that 5 levels of money and is wealthy is a thief, and it can be proven anywhere. Right. So we also looked at savings and budgeting, which was facilitated by me. Children were introduced to practical budgeting techniques, saving goals, and responsible spending habits. Now, understanding needs versus wants was the 7th session we had, also facilitated by myself. Participants learned how to distinguish between necessities and desires, and how this simple habit influences long-term financial success. Now, the last session we held, which happened to be yesterday, was facilitated by Mr. Samuel, a tech guru, who taught the children through a very interactive session, reinforcing all the previously taught lessons through practical exercise and real-life scenarios, helping them to set up their apps that they're going to start using even as they engage in practical application of all that we have been learning. Now, the month was not void of challenges. Some of the challenges we encountered was, like with every pilot program, several learning opportunities emerged, which we're going to strengthen even in the next cohort. The first was the initial reluctance to participate by some children. Some participants were understandably shy at the beginning, not willing to open up, telling us this is their private life, but we understand this. They were hesitant to speak, freely in the early weeks. But however, through continuous encouragement, interactive activities, and a safe learning space, I can categorically tell you and confidently brag that every one of these child has gradually become more comfortable participating in this challenge. I think that's a good place to clap. Also, we had time constraints. A few participants experienced difficulty balancing the program with schoolwork, extracurricular activities, and family commitments. So we worked closely with parents to provide guidance and encourage consistency. And also with our weekly award, determining the champion of the week, that was also encouraging for most of them to become very serious, as some were like, oh, I deserve this award. And I'm so proud of everyone that has gotten that award. Okay, so one of the another challenge we encountered was learning pace, right? So given the age range of participants from 6 to 16 years, some of the younger children found it a bit difficult, right? The pace of the program, which was quite intensive. It was intensive, and parents can attest to that. So additional support was provided. We discussed with their parents. We allowed the much younger ones to work at their pace, provided that they are doing what we are asking them to do, right? So they are adapting and to the task, the intensity of the task, and the facilitators are also helping to provide delivery where necessary to ensure that every child could continue learning at an appropriate pace. The next thing I want to talk about is parents' engagement. One of the highlights of month one has been the exceptional support received from parents. Upon identifying participants experiencing challenges, we reached out to individuals. We reach out individually to their parents to better understand their concerns and collaboratively identify practical solutions. And I'm pleased to report that 95% of parents responded positively to our engagement. Yes. So I want the children to give it up for the parents, because if they don't support you, you wouldn't be here today. Parents expressed appreciation for this program structure and objective. I've had a lot of parents come into my DM to share the results that they are seeing in the life of their children. And I'm particularly grateful for the testimonies that we've been receiving. Many have demonstrated increased commitment to supporting their children's learning journey at home. The level of collaboration reinforces our belief that raising financially intelligent children requires a strong partnership between the facilitators and the parents. Now, the next phase, we're moving from knowledge to practice. As we enter the next phase of this challenge, our focus shifts from learning financial concepts to living them. So we're not just going to be holding the virtual sessions and just focus on theory. We're going to start practicalizing what we have been teaching them, even though we still have a lot of financial concepts to pass on to them, right? So we believe that knowledge without application rarely produces lasting information. So over the coming weeks, participants will begin applying everything they have learned through practical financial experiences, including receiving and managing pocket money, creating personal budgets, saving consistently. In some of the journals from day 1 to day 28, I saw a lot of the children, when we asked how much did you save, they said nothing. That is going to change from month 2, because we want them to be able to develop these habits early. They're also going to be recording their income and expenses, so they're able to look at their statement at the end of the month, know how much they earned, how much they spent, how much they saved, how much they invested, and all other financial concepts. Because in the book we're reading, Rich Dad Poor Dad, the author said one of the things that we need to learn is not just how to make money, okay, but how to read financial records. So we are going to start from now to start teaching them about financial records, and they are going to be keeping the records by themselves. They're going to also learn how to set their financial goals. We have given them the task to set goals, but I see what a lot of them have done, and that's why we encourage them, carrying out the task in the journal, so I know the strength of each and every one of the child. Like I said to some of the parents, I don't delegate reviewing the journal to any of my teammates. I personally review all 17 journals because I want to know where each person is at, so I know how to help you. Okay, so I saw their goal setting, their financial goal setting for 1 month, weekly, monthly, and for the year. And most of them tried, but we're going to talk about goal setting in the coming months. All right. Okay, I'm rounding up. Can you hold the question till I'm done, please? Thank you. So they're also going to be learning delayed gratification. That means they can't just stand up and buy anything they want to buy anymore. Okay, they're beginning age-appropriate investing and making informed spending decisions. So to support this phase, letters have been sent to all parents outlining practical ways they can help reinforce these lessons at home. This includes introducing weekly or monthly allowance. So parents, some of your children reported you that you don't give them allowances. But we need that to be able to reinforce the lessons that we're teaching them, because if they don't have the funds to practice with, they won't know how to invest. They won't know what it means to lose an investment. They won't know how to manage risk. They won't know how to share or budget their funds. So we need that practical session, and we need the parents to help us. So we sent out a letter, and it includes introducing them to weekly or monthly allowances, creating opportunities for children to earn money through age-appropriate responsibilities. That's another option. If you don't just want to be giving them allowance, you can have that discussion with them. You know, I always cite an example. If you have a security man that washes your car and you give him 1,000, 2,000, why not shift that responsibility to the child so that to be a form of income? That even reinforces the value of work. You need to work to earn, right? That will help us reinforce the value of work. Then we'll also talk about encouraging regular savings habits. Don't just allow your children spend anyhow. Downloading suitable children savings platforms such as Cowrywise, Piggyvest, Bamboo, like they were introduced to yesterday, to help the children begin developing a culture of savings and investing under parental guidance. Some of these children don't have their own personal phones yet, so they might still have to do it with their parents. So we are appealing that you would oblige us, you will cooperate with us on this journey, and then engaging children in family financial conversations. All those things were spelled out in details in the letter that we sent to all the parents. We believe that this practical experience will significantly deepen the children's understanding and produce measurable behavioral change by the end of the program. Now, we want to especially appreciate the parents. We wish to sincerely say thank you, every parent, for believing in this vision and partnering with us. Your encouragement, your patience, and willingness to reinforce these lessons at home are making a remarkable difference. The success of this program, right, is not determined solely by what happens during our weekly virtual sessions, but by what happens around your dining tables, you know, during family conversations, and through the practical financial experiences you create for your children. There was a task that we gave them to discuss with their parents what were the 3 money mistakes that they made, and we are grateful that we were able to open up to your children to tell them the mistakes that you made. It meant a lot to us, so that they know that even we as adults have faced these challenges that we're telling them about, and they will know how to avoid it and better navigate financial decisions in their future. So looking ahead, before I go to the next steps, I want to let us know that together we are raising children who not only inherit wealth. I don't believe in only inheriting wealth. I don't care who your father is. We are not here to raise children who will inherit wealth. We are here to help children build understanding of how to create wealth, manage it, multiply it, and preserve it for the next generation. Because like we established in the onboarding session, a lot of second generation billionaires lose the money, not because the money was not enough, but because their parents didn't pass on the wisdom to them. Rather, they pass it on to their staffs while their children were busy just enjoying the luxury. So we're not going to make that mistake here. Now, looking ahead, the next steps, as we have established today, marks an exciting milestone in the journey of our children. As part of our month 1 grand review, each participant will take the stage to demonstrate what they have learned over the past 28 days. You know, their presentation will include key lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad for Teens, insights gained from their daily journal reflection, research findings on successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and wealth creators, personal reflection on how they intend to apply these lessons in their own lives. So as you listen to their presentations today, we encourage you to pay close attention, not just to what they have put together or memorized, but to how their thinking has evolved. You know, this is evidence that financial education can begin early and that children are capable of understanding complex financial concepts when they are taught in practical and engaging ways. So personally, I am incredibly excited by the progress that we have seen early and we have witnessed over the past months with these children. Okay, I'm so excited by the progress we have witnessed over this past month with the children. Watching these young children, these young minds grow in confidence, in curiosity, and financial awareness has been both inspiring and rewarding. For me, that's all the fulfillment and the satisfaction that I need, right? I have no doubt that you'll be equally impressed when you listen to them today, you know, by how much they have learned and how confidently they are able to communicate these lessons. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation as our children showcase the knowledge, the skills, and confidence they have developed during the first month of the 90 Days Money Challenge. The first 30 days has laid a solid foundation. The next 60 days will focus on transforming that knowledge into lifelong habits through practical application, consistent action, and real-life experience. Together, we are raising a generation of financially intelligent leaders who will not only earn wealth, but also know how to build it, grow it, and preserve it for the generations to come. Thank you.